And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today I bring you some games in different tanks, and we're gonna talk about not epic. That's right guys, in this episode we're gonna talk about not epic. So the games I'm showing you today, they'll be just your regular games from your regular run. I don't know if this is something you'd like to see, but I think there are some great educational points in every one of those videos, and I think the game does not have to be epic for you to kind of learn and get better at the game. So when I watch my videos, I usually go over stuff like that, win or lose, and I kind of pay attention to details, try to pay attention to details. So today we're gonna cover a few different aspects of the game. First of all, we're gonna talk about not throwing your tank away. That is the most important aspect of all. Do not throw your tank away. If you want to increase your win rate, you want to be able to contribute later on in a game. If you throw your tank away early in a game, you will not be able to contribute. So that's one of the most important things. Do not throw your tank away. Second, be aware of your situation. Be aware of where you are on the map and create exit strategy. So once you get in a certain position on the map, make sure you know what you want to do if your team loses the flank. In many cases, especially when you're a young tanker, you're just starting into the game, and I know that's how I was. I wasn't paying attention to those details. I was basically paying attention to the fact that, that position is great, why don't I just go there and start shooting and I'm gonna get some damage. Fantastic. But you're not really thinking from winning attitude, winning perspective. You want to have a winning attitude. That's what I meant to say. So the games I'm showing you today, they are not high damage at all. Actually, they're very average, probably your normal games in a run, probably even on a lower end in some cases. But again, like I mentioned to you before, they have very good teaching points. So in this episode and this Patriot game, as you can see, I have trouble penetrate. First of all, the gun is trolling me a lot. I couldn't hit my shots. Second, I'm dealing with people with some armor, so I can't really penetrate them, and that's quite natural when you're a bottom tier, which in this case, well, I'm not sure. I think in this case I'm not particularly bottom, I'm kind of mid tier. But still, facing T-95, very highly armored vehicle, you won't be able to pen it. And here, this is the situation I'm talking about. So I found myself surrounded. So the Reds won C3 area, C2 area. They're also sitting in the, D3 area. So my exit plan, my exit strategy at that point was to take the riverbed to run away as quickly as I can. And that's one of the reasons why I have the high octane or supreme gas or whatever it's called in my Patriot, because I get the extra oomph. I kind of play it like a medium tank. So whenever I need to exit, whenever I need to run away, I can run away. So you can see me, I'm running away as fast as I can. And you know what? There's no shame in running away, guys. And I got messages in the past, people telling me, you are a freaking noob, you're a chicken, you don't fight, you run away from the fight, why did you leave me alone? Guys, you have to make executive decision. If you see your team losing on a flank and you know that you're not gonna win the flank, there is no way staying there, helping your buddy who's maybe on quarter of health and dying in the process. No, you have to come back and you have to take the fight to the opposition with strengths, where your tanks are, where your strength is. So you could see me, I knew that my tanks were on this side and I ran away on purpose. And I knew that if I stay here, I'm going to have support. I'm not going to be alone fighting against 4 or 5 tanks. It would be just impossible. So you've noticed here, we were actually losing this game. Now, if I threw my tank away, that's one tank less in a fight. And not to say that if I didn't run away, that my team wouldn't be able to pull this off. Maybe they would. But that's not the point. The point of the fact is that one extra tank in a fight is always going to help. So that's what I did here. And now we can engage these guys. Now I'm not scared. Now I can fight. I have E75 with me. I have 4502B with me. So I'm completely fine fighting against this guy here. He is heavily armored, so I'm trying to look for my shots. Once he turns to the side, I know I can take a shot at him. So that was the point. And now, as you guys can see, we cleaned up. We're good to go. We're hanky-dory. There are 2 RDs left in the game, and all we're gonna do is just try to find them and get them out of the game. So the game that looked like lost, we managed to pull it off, right? Anyway, guys, let's skip this video to the end because there'll be some running around looking for RD, and I won't be able to get to them anyway. So let's look at the end plates now. Obviously, it's a victory. Like I told you, it is not a spectacular game. I had only 5 penetrating shots in this game. But again, you play to win. Everybody plays to win. You're trying to win the game best way you can. As you can see, we only did, what, over 1,000 damage. There's no shame in that. Absolutely no shame. We won the game, and that's what matters. Let's move on to the next game. So next game is in my Defender. And actually I was grinding credits. That's why you see these games with in a Patriot and Defender. But regardless, so the next game is in the Defender. We on map Can. I don't get this map quite often, but the important thing on this map is to keep close to 5 lane, and on the south side closer to 6 lane, because once you cross to the other side, you can get in trouble. You can get outnumbered unless majority of your team goes over. I would assume at the end of the game it's a good option to do that, but early in the game I would never do that. And you're going to see a lot of our tanks are actually gonna go, they're gonna scoot the J line, and they're gonna find their way over into the, what is it, location J9 or something like that. But again, if the opposing team is not moving, is not attacking, is not crossing the ridge at 5 lane, 6 lane, basically they can focus their efforts and their fire on whoever it is that's crossing to the other side. So what we're gonna do here is basically try to, you know, sneak shots here and there into the opposition. So we're gonna climb the ridge line here. The advantage here is that we don't have any artillery to deal with, which is absolutely fantastic. If artillery was in play, this would be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, we're gonna try to climb up here. We're gonna try to spot. We took a quick snapshot at this AMX-30. I don't want to overexpose myself early in the game, and Defender has a long aim time, so obviously you don't want to be sitting there and aiming while someone just pokes out and snapshoots you. So that's not optimal. So you're trying to take snapshots at the same time, and look at this. Look at this guy. I mean, seriously, dude. I had my shot fully aimed. I knew that AMX-30 was gonna poke out, and Fatherland drives in front of my shot. And that automatically takes away my high caliber medal. If I would actually get one, but I'm not gonna get one in this game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Fatherland actually, he's overextending. That's somewhere you should not go. That's already too far. If you go into this position, prepare to die like this guy did. So remember that. So pay attention to the map right now. The tanks that are in the sector J8, J9, and those heavy tanks there, they're way overextended. And that's the problem. Because they overextended themselves, they're gonna pretty much die. So what is my plan here? So my plan here is to defend this ridge line. Defend it as much as I can, and then if all else fails, look at my team and where they are sitting. We have heavy contingents of tanks sitting in C2, basically sniping. So my plan here was, if this site fails, and I didn't know whether it was going to fail or not. I mean, these tanks could have succeeded, for all I know. At this point in time, I'm not sure. But if it was to fail, I already have an exit plan. I know already what I'm going to do. And the plan was to drop in a central location to stay together with my tanks and act as a spotter at that point in time. But at this point, we still have a fight on this side, so I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna try to get as many shots of damage as I can. and it looks like this this medium tank here is trying to engage our medium tank. He actually took out, I think, IS-3. So yeah, we're gonna try to poke over the rock to take a snapshot at him. He's not expecting us at all. Boom, we put a big shell into him, 382. And he takes down our friend, but he still has to deal with us. And he didn't pay attention to us at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up and take him out of the game. Now, this is the point what I've noticed. Look guys, we're losing 6-1, now 6-2. In the center, it looks like light tank is trying to YOLO one of our heavy tanks, and there's another heavy tank there. We completely lost this flank. So what am I doing? I'm not standing and waiting for these guys to come. I'm not waiting for them to engage me and die. Yeah, I'm just withdrawing strategically, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is use this rock on the right side, and I'm going to drop where my Conqueror is, so I have support. Again, not throwing my tank away, dropping back into location where I can be effective and still use my gun. As you can see, we're losing pretty bad, so these guys are gonna try to push over through the middle to basically get all of us out of the game, so that the enemy team is rushing. They thought we're gonna collapse, but not. We have very nice defensive positions here. So something is shooting at me from long distance, so I'm going to slightly reposition here. I'm gonna take speculative shot there. You know, I wasn't expecting it to hit, but I was thinking maybe he's sitting in that position there. But anyway, I'm using this rock here and using my armor, and that's exactly what I'm gonna try to do. Trying to poke out, take the shot at the Conqueror. Unfortunately, he presents a, you know, not a very good angle for me, so I didn't take that shot. But I have to remember there's something shooting me from the distance. In the meantime, I see this IS-3 poking over, and I see this light tank coming over trying to kill our heavy tank again. So what am I doing? I'm using the rock in front of me to draw separation between myself and these guys up front, and I'm helping the guys in the middle to stay alive, because that's the most important thing. Keep your teammates alive, right? Here, unfortunately, I went over the rock, I auto-aimed, but Conqueror basically turned at the last second that I was shooting, so I couldn't get any damage from him. But again, I'm just gonna sit here behind the rock, and I'm gonna act as a bait. I'm gonna make these guys come and get me. If you wanna kill me, you gotta come overexpose yourself. And once you overexpose yourself, that was actually a good shot by somebody from a distance, then you're gonna have to deal with my team. As you can see, the Conqueror tried to take me out. He overexposed, so he gets taken out. Now this guy in AMX-30 is going to do exactly the same thing. I took my last shot of damage, and I knew I was dead at this point, but he threw his tank away. So all of a sudden, take a look at the score, guys. From losing miserably, it became 11-9. And yes, it takes capable players on your team in order to do stuff like that too. I mean, that Conqueror here, you could see at his barrel, he's got 3 marks. He knows exactly what he's doing. If it was maybe a different player, we wouldn't be able to hang on. But still, I gave us a chance to pull this off. And that's all I could do, and that's all you can do when you're playing this game. Just pay attention to those details. Don't throw your tank away. Pay attention to where your friendlies are. Know what your exit strategy is, right? And that's gonna help you increase your win rate. Anyway guys, I'm not going to show you the rest of this game. We actually managed to pull this off. So let's skip to the post-game stats. So let's take a look at the end plates now. It's a victory, which didn't look like it was going to be a victory, but we managed to pull this off. Again, not a huge score, 2.4k damage, finished 3rd on the team. Conqueror did a fantastic job. He had 6 kills, Top Gun medal, 5.2k damage. But again, I drew the opposition over to him so he can get that damage. Okay, so let's skip to the last game of this session. And last game, we are in M46 button. We are on map Overlord, and we are defending, and the Reds are assaulting. So it's a tier 10 battle, so I'm a fairly lightly armored vehicle. Obviously, I don't want to throw my tank away right away, so I have to be playing it really cautious. I'm not a light tank per se. I could potentially go to somewhere E6 area, somewhere over there, E5, and try to do some early spotting. But in this game, I decided just to hang back and to see what my team is going to do. Because in this situation, we are defending. And normally what my team does in this situation, just plays it like any other battle. I don't know if people are not paying attention to the, to the situation, or what's going on, or they just want to go and get some damage. I have no idea. So basically, I decided to hang around here for a little bit and trying to see what the Reds are doing. So all of our light tanks are basically running around the F7 area, somewhere over there, and there isn't many Reds there, so they must be somewhere else. The question is where. So still, I'm gonna hang around here. I'm not gonna do anything drastic. I'm gonna play this really passive, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Picking and choosing my spots. So I'm kind of playing in the background. Again, I'm playing in the background to try to see where is the most opportunistic position for me at this point to get some damage. And that's all I'm thinking early in the game. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm scouting the middle here, trying to see if there's anybody actually in this area. If there's no one, it gives me freedom to move around this area here, so I can do some work. I can basically put some shots possibly into these guys that are on the beach. And there's quite a few of them over there. But I want to stay as close as possible to my base in case something happens. Because if we win the opposite flank, then our tanks are just gonna roll over the other side and they're gonna forget about the base. And that's exactly what I don't want to do. I don't want to forget about the base, because if we do lose the beach for whatever reason, the enemy team has easy access to the flag. So here I noticed STRV sitting back far away, and I knew that I was in trouble. Once I'm spotted in this area here, potentially this STRV is going to pay attention to me. Now, I don't want him to be paying attention to me. I want him to be paying attention to all the other tanks that are in F7. So I'm trying to lose my sixth sense. I'm going to come back here again, poke out, see if I can take a shot. Maybe STRV is not paying attention to me right now. So I poke out, take a quick snapshot on this chieftain. We're going to try to do the same on the Conqueror. But here I got hit. So once I got hit, I know the guy is paying attention to me. Once I know he's paying attention to me, I have to be out of here. And unfortunately, I take 2 shots of damage instead of 1. But I clear from this area. So that's not going to work. As you can see, we already lost the beach. So we're screwed over there. I don't want to go with all the other tanks. I want to kind of get myself in a situation where I can get some crossfire going at these tanks. So I'm staying in a central location, as you notice here. I'm not going to move. I'm going to try to take some shots at these guys that are defending the STRV and the Maushan. But I get spotted again, so I'm going to have to drop. Now, in the meantime, I have to pay attention what happens on the other side, because the flag is exposed now. That heavy tank that's over there, he's going to die. For sure, he's going to die. There's no question about it. But I'm the only one in a position right now. Look at our team. I'm the only one in a position right now to reset our flag. And that's exactly what I was thinking at this point in time. Again, taking the damage, still taking the damage, whatever I have. So I'm trying to get a basically crossfire onto this Maushan. So I'm moving up into this position. I know STRV has run off to the beach, so I don't worry about him anymore. Well, that was a bad shot, by the way, but I wasn't expecting him to turn the turret. So he's gonna die. Maushan's gonna die. Our team's got him. But take a look at this. So we're getting capped with, what, 30 seconds remaining. 3 tanks on a cap. So this central location allows me to sit here, have some cover, use my gun depression, even though my turret's not strong. If someone aims at my turret, I can easily be penetrated. But I don't care at this point in time. The idea here is to try to decap. The only mistake that I make here is I should have probably switched to HE shells instead of using APCR, because there will be a moment where my shot bounces, and if not for the light tank, we could have potentially lost this, like here. So I shoot at this Conqueror and I didn't decap. Likely one of the light tanks decapped, so it gives us another opportunity to decap here. Can we do this? Yes. We put a shell into this Conqueror and step and repeat, step and repeat. I keep on doing the same thing all the time. We're trying to poke out, take the shots that are available. But again, what I did here is I put myself in a good position to take those shots. And I was thinking in the back of my mind that we can lose this game because we can get capped out. That's another important point, guys. Understand what game mode you're in. If it's an assault that you're assaulting, what you need to do. You have to go and cap the base. If it's not an assault mode, if you're defending, then you have to defend the base because you're gonna lose. So that's what I'm trying to stress here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to take some shots at this E4. Unfortunately, he's gonna start paying attention to us, but we were backing away and he hits our track. So let's try to finish him off here. Try the Capola shot, unfortunately goes wide. We can't finish him off. So we keep working this position. Again, we keep working this position. Right now, we gave our team opportunity and chance to come back and engage these guys. That's all we really needed to do. And that's what I did in this game. Just buy our team time. I bought our team time. And that's what you guys should be thinking about in situations like that. So now it's just closing time. We're gonna try to take as much damage from this chieftain. He tracks us, so we use repair kit. We're gonna back off, but this is basically gonna win us a game. And look, what looked like a game that we were, well, first of all, we were winning because we pushed the flank. But what looked like a game that we're gonna get capped out, all of a sudden we managed to pull this off. Again, increase your win rate. Strategic thinking. Think about what you need to do in each game. First, don't throw your tank away. Second, exit strategy. Third, be aware of what game mode it is so that you can successfully win the game. Again, not a fantastic damage. 3.7k damage for this tank is quite average. I've been quite enjoying this tank actually. It's really good. I have 2 marks of excellence on it. And yeah, we're gonna turn the console off. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the guys in the description. They have excellent content. Check out their channels. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit checking out.